Hello and welcome friends back to another lesson, and in the previous lesson we created a very simple React demo with a few lines of code in our favourite text editor. Now what we're going to do in this lesson is we're going to graduate away from our notepad because it's not the best environment for writing React scripts, and for the first project we're going to use CodePen. Much later on in the course we're going to use Visual Studio Code to do our React development, but just for now let's use CodePen. So I want you to go to codepen.io and then click on Start Coding button here, and when you do that you should see you've got three windows. We've got an HTML window here, a CSS window and a JS or JavaScript window, and in this bottom part down here you effectively get a live render. So every time I make a change, and let's just put something in here saying p hello, oops, like this, you can see it immediately, or after a few seconds, updates a little browser window here. So it's a very handy little site for doing quick little mock-ups and stuff like that, and perfect for our first project, which will be our calculator. So let's take the code that we've did in our index file and let's paste that straight into this HTML here. And when we do that, you can see that it updates and we get exactly the same output as we got in our browser window before, but we can now make changes. So let's just change that from hello to hello React, and if we wait a moment it's going to update the browser window. So you can see why this site is particularly handy for very quick development and not having to bother going through and refreshing a browser, for example. Now, to make things easier for ourselves, rather than having this script in here, what we can do in this CodePen is we can go to our settings, then click on JS, and you can see that we can basically give it the imports that we've got in our HTML file here and then specify it. So it makes our HTML look a lot nicer. So let's do that. So let's take our path here. Whoops. Let's select all of this, include, go to settings and paste it into there. And we're going to do the same thing for the second one. So let's take the string up to this point, go to settings and paste it in there. Okay, so we've got our two imports. Now we can click close, and if we do that we can get rid of these script tags because they're going to be already included in the settings, and it's going to disappear just for a moment because what we need to do next is take our script from the script tag here and paste it where it says JS over here and get rid of the script tag over here. And then when we do that you can see we get our hello React back again. So this is a much nicer way of doing things, I think anyway, to separate our HTML from our JS and utilize the settings here. Now for the next change, what I want you to do is where we've got React create elements, I want you to get rid of this line here, delete it, and then put h1 and then hello React and then a backslash h1 and get rid of the semicolon. And then you can see that nothing happens. So am I losing my mind completely? Why on earth have I put HTML in this JavaScript here? Well, just hold on just a moment and I shall show you some magic. So we're going to go to settings and we're going to change where it says JavaScript preprocessor. We're going to change it to Babel or Babel, depending on how you want to pronounce it. I call it Babel, but some people call it Babel, and who cares really how you pronounce it. And as soon as I hit close, you can see that magic happens, and suddenly we have our Hello React text back. So what is going on? How did this magically work? And just to prove I'm not completely losing my marbles, let's go back to settings and change that back to none. And you can see that it is now broken again. So what is going on with this Babel, or whatever it's called, magic thing, that suddenly makes our HTML here in JavaScript start working? Well, that is something, my friends, that we call JSX. JSX? What is JSX? Well, let's find out in the next lesson and I shall tell you all about it. See you then.